Anton is the personification of brilliance. He navigates complex economic theories with effortless precision and holds a high-level position where millions of dollars move on his command. He understands value, risk, and market volatility better than almost anyone in his field. Yet, 3 days ago, Anton handed over $1,500 for a coffee machine. It was priced at $2,200, and he walked away feeling the rush of a $700 victory. In reality, he drained his bank account to replace a machine that already worked perfectly fine. He did not need the upgrade. He did not even have the counter space for the new unit. He simply saw a discount and acted. Why does a mind as sharp as Anton's succumb to such elementary logic? He is not alone in this failure. Every day, highly capable people make decisions that defy their own intelligence. It is a quiet, systematic bleeding of wealth that happens behind the screen of reason. Anton is merely the latest example of a pattern that dictates how we spend, save, and lose our money. If you think Anton is an outlier, you are wrong. He is the mirror. Every time you pull your card at a checkout counter, you are not just competing against the retailer. You are fighting your own biology. These financial lapses are not accidents. They are the result of 3 specific psychological traps hardwired into your decision-making process. These traps trigger automatically, bypassing your logic and draining your bank account before you even realize a transaction has occurred. You might label yourself a rational investor or a careful spender, but your brain is secretly working against your best interests. It craves shortcuts. It seeks patterns that do not exist. It makes you feel like a winner while you are slowly losing ground. To stop the drain, we must identify the enemy. First, we have the anchoring effect, which warps your perception of value. Second, we face mental accounting, which makes you treat the same dollar differently based on where it came from. Third, we encounter the sunk cost fallacy, which forces you to double down on bad decisions. These are the 3 pillars of your financial sabotage. Understanding them is the only way to regain control. Let us isolate the first trap, the anchoring effect. When you step into a store, your brain is not a calculator. It is a pattern-seeking machine that latches onto the first piece of information it receives. For Anton, that information was the $2,200 price tag. The moment his eyes landed on that number, his brain set it as the anchor. It became the baseline for all subsequent value judgments. When he saw the sale price of $1,500, his brain did not assess the machine's actual worth or his own financial needs. Instead, it performed a simple, flawed subtraction. It signaled a $700 gain. That is the trap. The anchor forces your focus away from what you are spending and locks it onto what you are supposedly saving. You stop asking if the product is useful. You stop comparing it to other options. You only compare it to the inflated number you saw first. Anton walked away, convinced he had secured a victory because the anchor made the price seem like a steal. He was not making an economic decision. He was reacting to a ghost number that existed solely to manipulate his perception of reality. The anchor had done its job perfectly. Anton was not just a victim of his own mind. He was the target of a calculated system. This is not a coincidence. Retailers and restaurants spend millions to map exactly where your eyes land first. They know your brain is lazy. They know it craves a reference point. Look at a fine dining menu. You see a $250 bottle of vintage wine at the very top. It is rarely ordered. It is not there to be sold. It is there to anchor your expectations. By placing that massive number at the start, the $60 bottle below it suddenly feels like a bargain. Your brain breathes a sigh of relief. It tells you that you are making a smart, cost-conscious choice. This is pure, manufactured value. The retailer creates a high-priced obstacle just so you can jump over it and feel like an athlete. They turn the shopping experience into a performance. When you see a slashed price tag, you feel a sudden, sharp spike of urgency. You fear the deal will vanish. You feel the pressure to act before the opportunity closes. You are not buying a product. You are buying the temporary satisfaction of winning a game that was rigged from the start. They rely on your need for a shortcut, and they profit every time you take it. So, how do you stop the machine from rigging your choices? You need a circuit breaker. The next time you feel that rush of excitement over a slashed price, pause. Force yourself to strip away the context. Ask this one question. If this item had no sale tag, would I buy it today? Be brutally honest. If the answer is no, walk away. The discount is irrelevant if the item itself holds no value to you. You are not saving money by buying something you do not need. You are spending it. That is the fundamental disconnect. Your brain is wired to feel the gain of the discount, but your bank account only feels the loss of the cash. When you strip away the anchor, you see the transaction for what it is, a drain on your resources. Do not let the illusion of a bargain dictate your financial life. If you would not pay full price, you should not pay the discounted price. Once you adopt this rule, the urgency evaporates. The power of the anchor vanishes. You regain control of your decision-making process by focusing on the utility of the object, not the cleverness of the price tag. Stop chasing the thrill of the deal and start guarding your wealth. Now, we face the second trap, mental accounting. This is the art of lying to yourself about where your money comes from. Take Anton again. He guards his $5,000 emergency fund like a vault. He tracks every cent, terrified of dipping into it. Yet, when he wins $1,000 in a lottery, he spends it in a single weekend without a second thought. He labels the emergency fund as sacred, but he labels the lottery win as free money. It is a dangerous fiction. A dollar is a dollar. It does not carry a memory of its origin, and it does not know if you worked for it or found it on the street. Your brain treats these buckets as if they are separate entities, but your bank account knows the truth. By assigning these emotional labels, you create a distorted map of your own wealth. You feel frugal because you protect your savings, but you are bleeding resources through every other account you treat as disposable. This bias blinds you to the total picture. If you start labeling money based on how you feel, you lose the ability to manage it with logic. Stop playing these games with your own currency. Every single unit of your money has the exact same value, regardless of the folder you put it in. Consider the most common casualty of this bias: debt. You see people holding $10,000 in a low-interest savings account, earning pennies, while simultaneously carrying credit card debt at 20% interest. They refuse to touch their savings because they have labeled that money as off-limits. It is a mathematical catastrophe hidden behind a mental label. You are paying a premium to keep a pile of cash that is losing value every single day. This is where you must act to unify your finances. Strip away the labels. Your money is a single pool of resources, not a collection of emotional buckets. If you have high-interest debt, that is an emergency. Use your savings to kill that interest immediately. Every dollar you keep in a low-yield account while paying double-digit interest is a dollar you are throwing away.
Stop treating your account balances as sacred shrines.
They are tools. If they are not working for you, they are working against you. Take the total sum, assess the cost of your liabilities, and move the capital where it serves your net worth. Remove the names you have given your accounts. Unify your currency. When you stop protecting artificial boundaries, you stop bleeding wealth to banks. The math is cold, clear, and absolute. Stop apologizing for using your own money to save your own future. Now, we reach the third trap, the sunk cost fallacy. This is the persistent urge to justify current actions based on past investments that you can never recover. Think about the last time you sat through a boring movie. You stayed until the credits rolled, not because the film was good, but because you had already paid for the ticket. You wasted 2 hours of your life to honor a $10 purchase. That money was gone the second you bought the ticket. Staying did not get your cash back. It only cost you more time. The same logic sabotages your finances every day. Look at your car. You pour another $1,000 into repairs for a vehicle that breaks down every month. You do it because you have already spent so much fixing it in the past. You are throwing good money after bad, hoping that your previous spending will somehow validate the next repair. It never does. The money you spent last year is dead and buried. It has no say in what happens today. The only thing that matters is the cost of the next step and the value it brings. By obsessing over what you have already lost, you stay trapped in a cycle of constant depletion. You are not protecting your investment. You are paying a penalty for your own history. To break the sunk cost fallacy, you must perform a radical mental reset. Write off your losses. If you would not buy that failing stock today, sell it. If your shoes hurt your feet, donate them. Holding on to them does not heal your blister or recover your purchase price. It only guarantees further pain. The goal is to shift your focus from what is already gone to what is coming next. Ask yourself, if I were starting from scratch today, would I make this exact same choice? If the answer is no, cut the cord immediately. This is not failure, it is optimization.
You are reclaiming your resources from projects that no longer serve your growth. There is immense freedom in admitting a mistake and walking away from a sinking ship.
When you stop trying to balance the ledger of your past,
you finally free up capital and energy for your future. The relief of letting go is immediate.
It stops the drain and clears your vision. You are no longer paying for yesterday's errors. You are investing in today's potential. Every dollar you stop wasting on the past is a dollar you can put to work on a new, profitable path. Master this detachment, and you stop the cycle of depletion once and for all. Personal finance is not a game of complex math or luck. It is a battle for control over your own cognitive biases. You now hold the keys to the 3 traps that sabotage your wealth. First, neutralize the anchoring effect by asking if you would buy the item without the sale tag. Second, unify your money by stripping away emotional labels and paying off high-interest debt immediately. Third, kill the sunk cost fallacy by writing off past losses and focusing only on future utility. When you apply these 3 rules, the fog clears. You stop reacting to arbitrary numbers and start making decisions based on cold, hard reality. Your bank account will stabilize not because you earned more, but because you stopped leaking value to your own instincts. This is the path to true financial independence. It requires constant vigilance, but the result is a life where your resources serve your goals instead of your impulses. Spot these traps this week, watch your savings grow, and reclaim your future. If you want to keep mastering your money and building the stability you deserve, subscribe to this channel. We have more strategies coming to keep your capital right where it belongs, in your pocket. Stay disciplined, stay logical, and take control today.